What is going on, Glitcher Gang? It is your boy, GlitcherBro23 here, back with another reaction to Blu and Exile. We got Music Is My Everything, also featuring Choosey and Jimetta Rose. I believe that's how you say that. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. I'm glad I did check the description, though, to make sure that there were, if there were any features. I'm glad I did check now looking at it. But, we just reacted to the previous Blu and Exile track in Remembrance, and man, was it just... It was a powerful reaction, and probably one of the most relatable tracks that I've ever heard. You know what I mean? If y'all guys want to check out that video, it'll probably be posted the same day as this one. But there's always a link down below in the description to reactions I've done to specific artists. You know what I mean? And I think at this point I can't make a playlist of the reactions I've done to Blu and Exile. You know what I mean? But enough of that, man. If you guys want to see more from this, from Blu and Exile, do me a solid, man. Hit that like button if you enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Comment what you want to see next. Share your thoughts, opinions about the track, my reaction to it by the end of the video. You guys want to join the Glitcher Gang Discord? As always, links in the description along with the reaction request form for those of you who want to see me react to requests sooner or later. Other than that, we got a pretty lengthy track, 6 minutes. So let's see what this is all about. Music is my everything. Let's get into it.
Where everything is music. Don't worry about saving these songs. And if one of our instruments breaks, it doesn't matter. We have fallen into the place where everything is music. The strumming and flute notes rise into the atmosphere. And even if the whole world's heart should burn up, there will be hidden instruments playing.
See, I can't explain how it hit me, but from the beginning it stained my memory. I seen the Fat Boys beatboxing and talking rhythmically when I was 3 or 4, but it...
Okay, so he's already talking about the Fat Boys, which also was an inspiration to another MC we've heard before in the past, R.A. the Rugged Man. Okay.
But from the beginning it stained my memory. I seen the Fat Boys beatboxing and talking rhythmically when I was 3 or 4, but it came out when I was born. I remember one Sunday morning seeing Michael Jackson perform. They tried to dress me like him. Next morning before I went to school, nobody noticed me, but I still thought I was cool. That all started with Michael Jackson. I can't describe the attraction, but my dad gave me LL's bad before I had Michael Jackson's. My papa was giving...
My dad gave me LL's bad before I had Michael Jackson's. I like that. I like that a lot. You know, if you just gotta know the slightest, you just gotta know a little about both artists to understand that bar. I actually really like that. That was dope.
The attraction, but my dad...
Okay, so we've established he's a fan of Fat Boys, or he is inspired by Fat Boys, MJ, and LL Cool J. All three solid choices. You know what I mean?
Gave me LL's bad before I had Michael Jackson's. My papa was giving me rap back then. Now we got the nerve to act surprised that I rap. My favorite track back then was Wild Wild West. How You Like Me That Went Bad was my first 2 cassettes. I remember seeing Strictly for My Niggas when I was 10. I thought he looked like Superman, so I popped it in. I skipped around, I took it out, word up. I was too young to know what that was about, cause it was all about Oochie Coochie by MC Brains. My papa banged MC Breed, I thought they was the same thing. I remember one afternoon my mama slapped me with a spoon for saying I once got busy in the Burger King bathroom. Still it wasn't cool when she went and married a reverend, and he told me all secular music is off limits. I said,
"Can you hear?"
That's so interesting. That's very, very interesting. So not only are we getting a lot about Blu's background, but we're learning about how he was kind of introduced to hip-hop by his father, you know, and some legends, like, and even though MJ's not hip-hop, like, he's definitely a legend in music in general, you know. But he said Fat Boys, he mentioned LL, he mentioned Tupac, you know. There was a couple MCs that he mentioned where he was like, and this is like a very common thing I think for young kids when being introduced to hip-hop, especially, they don't recognize the difference between artists, whether it be because of similar names, similar flows, or similar sounds to their voice, you know what I mean? But you know, he started picking up some lingo from the rappers he was listening to, and his mom didn't like it, and the man she married, his mother married, was like a reverend, because apparently his mom and dad aren't together. So I think that's what. Yeah, he said he was a reverend, and the reverend was like, none of this hip hop will be allowed in this house. You know what I mean? That's such an interesting story, man. Again, another track I could kind of relate to, but my parents like accept the fact that I listen to hip hop. My dad, I got a lot in my taste in hip hop is because of my dad. I mean, look what's back there. Y'all see it, right? Like, it's Machiavelli. I'm an 18-year-old kid born in 2004, and I have a vinyl of Tupac's like Machiavelli record. Like, you gonna tell me I wasn't influenced by my dad? Come on.
The sound of the music play. I'm just trying to find the words to sing along. This music is my home.
I don't want to be disrespectful, so what's her name? I'm assuming this is either Choosey or Jimetta Rose. Y'all let me know who, though. I believe, if I were to take a guess, this is Jimetta Rose, though.
Check it. Yo, my cousin wrote a rap. We had a dance to it. We dissed crisscross, but wore our pants like them. Sang the choir since we was like 5 or 6. Had mad baseball cards, so my cousin picked up the drumsticks. We heard the Fugees, You Killing Me Softly. He explained to me what a bass line was, and then we started bossing. The first beat we rocked was a Whitney Houston instrumental. No wonder we would get into Bone. Memories of Eazy-E when I was 3.
First thing we rocked was a Whitney Houston instrumental. No wonder why we got into Bone. I want to say Bone Thugs and Harmony maybe is who he's referencing, or maybe a specific member of Bone Thugs and Harmony. And then he quickly mentioned Eazy-E. But I like how there's a lot of people I know and kind of am aware of what they've done for the culture, and then there's some like I've never heard of, but obviously have influenced Blu in some way. And I just love how like this whole family concept is sticking with the track, and how like first it was his dad introducing him to hip-hop, and now his cousins over here teaching him about certain aspects of like certain details as to being a rapper. You know what I mean? I think that's very interesting, man.
Explain to me what a bass line was, and then we started bossing. The first beat we rocked was a Whitney Houston instrumental. No wonder we would get into Bone. Memories of Eazy-E when I was 3. My auntie dated him, my papa would bang him on the way to the beach. In the middle of the street, banging in his Jeep, playing me Chronic before the radios rocked it, so I was geeked. When I heard it getting spin, and they changed it to Juice and Gin, and nothing's ever been the same since. Many folks.
Oh, Juice and Gin, Snoop Dogg. I like the West Coast, like, shout outs right here. I like that.
So I was geeked when I heard it getting spin, and they changed it to Juice and Gin, and nothing's ever been the same since. Many folks came and went, but the legends remain embedded into my brain.
Can you hear the sound of the music play? I'm just trying.
Everyone he just said right there. Dre, Easy, and Snoop. All rappers I've heard before. Dre probably the most familiar with, because I've heard Chronic, 2001, NWA, his EP that he put out last year. Easy probably the one I'm most unfamiliar with, but I finally heard NWA's debut album. And then Snoop Dogg, I own a vinyl copy to Doggy Style. You know what I mean? Honestly, probably the one I'm most unfamiliar with, just because not a lot of people talk about Snoop's records outside of. Actually, no, that's a lie. I did hear Mount Westmore. If y'all haven't heard that album, please do me a favor and check out Mount Westmore's album. If you are in a like very old school hip hop, if you are like a 90s hip hop head, I think you'll really appreciate Mount Westmore's album. It's Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, E40, and Too Short on a whole album together. Please do me a favor and check it out. But another one I could just relate to, because like I said, my dad influenced my taste in music, so I have picked up old school type of hip hop. You know, what from Pac, Dre, Nas, Jay Z. You know, I'm about to start my journey into Biggie soon, but even with the reactions I've done a lot of reactions to some of the earliest acts of hip hop, like E40, like Too Short, like I just mentioned, like people way before my time. You know what I mean? So it's interesting to hear Big L, like Big Pun, like Mobb Deep, so many rappers that we've reacted to on this channel that I know that I enjoy because of my influence from my dad. You know what I mean? So
The sound of the music play. I'm just trying to find the words to sing along. This music is my home. It's what keeps me going
Look, who knew? Before I seen the breaker move and sink to it, mama.
I think this isn't Blue. That doesn't sound like Blue. If I were taking a guess, this is Choosey. Yeah, I would say this is Choosey right here. Somebody let me know though if I'm wrong.
Used to sit me on the sink while she sweet to it. Church ladies fall across the pews while they preach to it. And they was focused on the cross, but I just watched the keys moving, feet moving, each movement speaking to the beast of humans. Stricken by crescendos, then that peace as soon as keys soothe them. Now how it fill up any room, but you can see through it. It vibrates in any space, no need to treat acoustics. I used to bang it in my room and sketch my pieces to it. Keep it in my mental on repeat, then hit the streets to it. Ain't no coinkydink, I soon would link with Ian Blue then. Prior to that, below the heavens was that key influence. Before that, the Woo and Uncle Snoop was speaking to him. Rewind back when every beat was in my speakers booming. All along the R was teaching MC.
Hey, shout out to Eric B and Rakim. Yes, sir. I was a little iffy on this verse, like starting off, because it's like he was just kind of rapping just to rap. He wasn't really saying much. But then he started getting in theme. He started having a similar theme to what Blue was saying in his verse. He shouted out Woo and Snoop, how they were in rotation, how he had Eric B blasting and Raw was giving him knowledge, you know? Oh my god, there's so much nostalgia to this track, man. I think any like hip hop head would definitely find some nostalgia in this track and absolutely love it.
Before that, the Woo and Uncle Snoop was speaking to him. Rewind back when every beat was in my speakers booming. All along the R was teaching MCs the meaning to it. That's why the crowd move. I eat, sleep, and breathe this music.
The crowd.
Can you hear the sound of the music play? I'm just trying to find the words to sing along. This music is my home.
I feel so bad, but I forgot her name again. What is her? Jimetta Rose. She's killing this hook, man. She's like a nice addition to this track, like in general.
My home is what keeps me going on.
Somebody has to have one more verse, right? There could have been one more verse from someone there. There could have been one more verse from somewhere there. I think we got a little robbed of a verse right there. I wouldn't have mind, especially with the way Choosey ended off his verse. I definitely wouldn't mind another verse from him. But man, that's just so crazy hearing like I don't know how to explain this to y'all, but y'all ever see like those Easter egg videos where like people will break down like some like references in like a movie, TV show, video game, like to like a certain thing. You know what I mean? Like they're Easter eggs, like hidden like details or references to other like things that had happened before, and like let's say a movie series, like little references and callbacks to the movies. You know what I mean? That's what that whole track honestly felt like. It just felt like a hip hop Easter egg video. You know what I mean? With just all the like callbacks to like some of the some of the rappers who paved a foundation for the genre. You know what I mean? There were so many rapper like shout outs there from both Blue and Choosey right there. And I think it was great, you know? Like I think Blue's part was specifically like more phenomenal just because he went in depth on how he kind of got into hip hop. You know, talking about his father introducing him to the Fat Boys, like everybody else. He shouted Chronic, Eazy-E, Snoop, like, and then just how he started really picking out more when he started hanging out with, I think he said, his cousin. You know what I mean? How he started learning the formula to a hip hop track. And then Choosey towards the end of his verse started picking up where like Blue left off and started talking about like how he got some of his influences, such as the Wu-Tang Clan, Snoop Doggy Dogg, Eric B, Rakim. You know what I mean? Like there was a lot of nostalgia in that track. It was a great track. And I think honestly another verse from either one of the rappers, and also shout out to Jimetta Rose for the additional vocals. Absolutely beautiful. They were beautiful. And I think they added some life to a very nostalgic track. You know what I mean? But new life, I should say, to a very nostalgic type of track. But I definitely think there could have been one more verse. I think if there was maybe one more verse, it would that track would have been the second. That would have been 2 for 2 of Blue tracks I would have added during the session. You know what I mean? But y'all let me know what y'all thought about that in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, man, if you guys enjoyed, do me a solid. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Comment what you want to see next. Share your thoughts and opinions about the track, my reaction to it. You guys want to join the Glitcher Gang Discord, as always, links in the description. Other than that, man, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.